The movie begins with a prince named Eric getting fruity on his ship. Meanwhile, in the ocean, the mermaids get together for a musical performance. They be like, yes. As King Triton pulls up with his advisor/composer, Sebastian, who starts the show featuring Triton's princess daughters, with the youngest daughter, Ariel, set to make a musical debut, but absent. Ariel! We're then introduced to Ariel and her bestie, Flounder, who explore a ship because of Ariel's obsession with humans. And while finding some objects she can sniff later, they get attacked by a shark.
Nice try, loser.
Ariel's other bestie, Scuttle, then shows her how to use a fork and a smoke pipe. But Ariel realizes she missed the concert, so heads off. As a witch named Ursula stalks her and hopes to use her as bait to get rid of King Triton to become ruler of the sea. And while Ariel gets a scolding from her daddy, this low IQ fish snitches and mentions the seagull, then goes oopsie. As Ariel's like, maybe you should have been sushi. You went out to the surface?
What? I mean,
How could you do that? They eat fish with soy sauce.
I eat fish as well.
You eat fish as well? No daughter of mine is eating fish. We are sea vegans. Is that clear? Ah, shit. But with Sebastian on his side, the king instructs him to watch over her. Yeah, man, this is bullshit. As he then discovers Ariel's secret hideout filled with items for humans. As Ariel starts to sing.
I wanna eat all the fishes up. I wanna see them gasping, struggling to breathe as I rip them up. Eating that salmon, it's so good. I want to walk, I want to run. I want to eat all the sushi for fun. Oysters and meat, all you can eat. I want that world.
Sebastian then scolds Ariel as she then pleads not to tell her father. But when laying eyes on her ship, she just ditches everyone and chases it. And once she gets on, they doing the dancey dance. I'm just saying, if a man stares and smiling from a distance, it'd be creepy. But I guess with pretty privilege, you can't be seen as creepy. And as Ariel sees Prince Eric, she'd be like, wow.
Come here, boy. Oh my gosh, I'll bark like a dog for him.
As Eric's caretaker gives him a statue, a storm comes that's more violent
Than an Asian mother with a report card filled with C's. As the waves hit harder than an Asian mother's belt when you're not the doctor.
And although no one from the ship dies, Eric's dog is still on the ship. So bro risks his life and goes to get him, and when trying to leave the ship, Eric gets stuck while the dog gets saved, but then the ship explodes.
Yeah.
But Ariel saves him and plays with his unconscious body till morning. If the roles were reversed and a grown-ass man is singing while feeling a girl's face while she's unconscious would be so hella creepy. Surely Disney would never. Oh. Damn, Disney, y'all some weirdos promoting this to kids. Anyhow, Ariel keeps singing while Eric wakes up and then dips, with the prince remembering her voice. As Ariel does some poses for her imaginary photo shoot. Ursula sees it all and gets an idea for both Ariel and Triton to turn to whatever these are. Meanwhile, Ariel can't contain her joy and happiness. As one question I had from this film is, why is Ariel not close to a single one of her sisters? She has 6 other sisters and none of them influence her to stop her obsession with humans. Since Ariel is so different, does that make her acoustic?
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me.
Sebastian then tries changing her mind by singing a song. Under the sea, sucker my tea. Darling, it's better, I'll make you wetter, take it from me. With Ariel absent, the king then calls Sebastian thinking she has a merman boyfriend, and commands Sebastian to tell the truth so he spills the beans about Eric. Off topic, but King Triton is simped by many as a DILF daddy on TikTok, making them legs shake like Sebastian's. Ariel then notices Flounder gets her a statue of Eric and gets super happy. Hey handsome, you wanna go somewhere? So you met a boy named Eric?
Daddy,
Why, girl?
He has a sausage.
Sausage? So what? Just get a merman here.
Daddy, I love him.
Ooh. You're a mermaid.
I don't care.
Fine. So be it. So Big Daddy destroys all her stuff, as I feel the film would have been more interesting if it showed a few mermen that had a crush on Ariel to show what kind of options she had. Like how bad is the merman market for her to fall in love with a dude she's never spoken to? And so her dad goes away. Idiot.
Man, fuck you, Sebastian.
As Sebastian is now labeled as a snitch, Ursula's minions show up. As the film teaches that to manipulate someone, you get them at their lowest point, which will be when they're most vulnerable. So Ariel agrees to see the sea witch Ursula. As I feel the film does a great job in showing the duality of a woman, such as the innocence and naivety of Ariel and Ursula being the smartest character. And the whole film using Ariel as bait to get King Triton. As Ursula sets up a rigged and unfair contract to make Ariel human. That she has to make Eric fall in love with her in 3 days, then she'll be human forever. But if she fails, she becomes Ursula's slave. So as the witch shakes her titties, she even adds Ariel has to give up her voice as payment for the contract. And as Ursula shakes her booty, she pulls out the contract and Ariel signs it. So she tells her to sing and takes her voice and puts it into a shell. And Ariel becomes human. Which is wild, because what if Eric doesn't even believe in love? Like what if Eric is a woman beater and expects the girl to cook and clean? Is Ariel willing to risk all that and leave her family and friends forever just for a man? And in 3 days as well, how do you fall in love love in 3 days. The talking stage usually lasts months, and y'all talking about true love in 3 days? What the fuck? So Ariel now has legs and can upload on Feet Finder. And now she can't even speak, which would be hella frustrating. Sebastian then goes to snitch, but gets convinced Ariel will be miserable living as a mermaid, so he decides to help her instead. Which doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean she'll be miserable? She's had everything she ever wanted as a princess, but if she stays a mermaid, that makes her miserable? What? Coincidentally, the dog then sniffs Ariel and goes to her, as Ariel's new clothes don't look that different from a fashion runway. So the dog chases and licks her, bringing Eric and Ariel together. Hey, oh.
Oh my gosh, he's looking at me.
Hey, how you doing?
God damn.
You have kimchi flavored hair.
What's your name?
You're acoustic? Oh, I thought you were hot. But despite not being able to speak, Ariel knows what she's doing getting close to Eric, as they're like, go get that D. Wow, to be in a bathtub bigger than a house? Another benefit of pretty privilege is that she doesn't even have to pay rent, or for food or clothes. But I guarantee you, Eric would have seen homeless people, and he couldn't care less about helping them. I'm telling you, if Ariel was ugly, one look from Eric and he's gone. But Ariel pulls up and makes Eric's jaw drop, as bro's just happy looking at her, as she tries to impress them by showing her human knowledge. But they be like, the fuck? Is she slow? I mean, at least she knows how to read the room. Here, give me that shit. Let me go. Meanwhile, Sebastian tries to survive as the chef tries to make a nice dish, which was interesting to see the chef as some bad guy for trying to cook food when bro's just doing his job to make a living. And I also like how Ariel is completely unbothered that humans eat fish, as she knows Eric eats fish, but that ain't gonna stop her from wanting him, as she spends her night just stalking him from a distance. Then she gets on her bed and sleeps while her dad is panicking, unable to find her. Man, Ariel does not care about her family. And I can't tell if Eric is a really caring, understanding guy to ignore Ariel's weirdness, or if he's just hella desperate to get some action. For example, Ariel goes crazy on the horse carriage and nearly gets them both killed, but I guess Eric really likes her because he just happily goes along with it. They then go on a rowboat and start getting intimate. Yo, is it just me or Ariel look a little evil here? And as they try to make kids, the boat capsizes with Ursula interfering, which is extremely unfair as she makes matters worse by trying to stop them herself. So Ursula becomes a human catfish and puts Eric under a spell. And the next morning, Ariel gets up and ready to go see the prince, but then thinks she was a side chick this whole time and gets her heart broken as Ursula plans to marry the prince by sunset. The ship then sails with Ariel just crying, not doing anything, while the seagull discovers the catfish is the sea witch and tells Ariel and the others. So Ariel chases a ship as they plan to crash the wedding. Meanwhile, the wedding takes place with the dog getting a karate kick,
Hiya.
as the seagull with the gang pull up and give her the kama, feeding her thirsty ass water while Ariel gets on the ship. Why, you little... Then the dog comes and literally eats her ass, which breaks the shell containing Ariel's voice, which frees Prince Eric and giving Ariel her voice back. And as the two reunite, the time expires and Ariel is a mermaid again, and the ultimate catfish reveals herself.
Ah, 씨발, so ugly.
Man, how ugly you gotta be to get that kind of reaction for your appearance. So Ursula takes Ariel but gets stopped by King Trident. But because of the contractual agreement, King Trident can't stop her. Since this was Ursula's plan all along, she makes Trident a new deal to take her place, so he signs it, which is sad since her dad is willing to do all that, while Ariel doesn't even care about her dad, only her self-interest. So Ursula becomes ruler of the seas and Ariel's like, you wanna go, bitch? Huh? Just to get thrown around. Then Eric shoots a shot, only to end up drowning but is saved by the type of fish he eats, with Ursula accidentally killing her own minions. My babies. Ursula then becomes a plus-size model, creating ridiculous tsunamis as I don't even know how Eric could even survive it. But thanks to the good old plot armor, Eric gets on a ship and uses it to stab her, and kills her, which is kinda dark for Disney. And with Ursula taking the ship down with her, Eric is still alive, like how? As a result, Ursula's slaves are freed, including King Trident, while Ariel continues to stalk Eric and not caring what happens to her father. So the king gives up on her and decides to give her legs. She's like, yo, what the fuck?
Daddy.
Hey, why does Trident here look acoustic? So she becomes human and meets Eric, and without even knowing each other's birthday, they make out and get married, with her family and other mermaids saying farewell. She's like, see ya, bitch. I don't care about any of y'all. Bye. On my way to grab sushi and dip. The end.